the magic boomerang.
Life on our homestead in Australia was always exciting. Every chance I had, Dad would let me help him with the work, and riding to all parts of our farm to check on the boundary fences was only one part of it. That's how I learned to ride. I remember Dad saying to me years ago, "Tom Thumbleton, the first thing you'll learn to do is ride like the wind." Our homestead was a fine old place, built by my great-grandfather in the early days of Australia.
There it is. That's the farm, Smedley.
Go on, get behind. Fetch him out. Go on, after him, boy.
And there's Thumbleton and his son in the backyard there. You really think you can fix this without any trouble?
You leave it to me. We legal people have got ways and means, you know.
When we were not at school or helping on the farm, I often went riding with my friend Wombat to collect the mail. On our way home, we often passed by the Aboriginal reserve called Dreamtime Mountain. Wombat and I had become very good friends of the Aboriginals. They were the very first people in Australia, and when we returned home, our heads were often full of their exciting legends told to us by the old chief.
Better and better with these apple pies every week. What do you think, Tom?
I think I've eaten too much again.
Of course, you could both have bread and jam for afters if my pies are not satisfactory.
Oh, but they are.
Ah. Daniel Thumbleton, Esquire. Oh,
Dad?
it's from Smedley and Smith, the solicitors.
Isn't that the firm that silly old Harvey's always riding into town to see?
Don't keep calling your cousin Harvey silly, old Harvey. He's not silly and he's not old.
What's wrong, Dad?
Harvey's going to claim the farm. After all he promised.
But he can't.
Oh, he can, all right. Listen to this. And unless the balance of the money owing to our client, Mr. Harvey Jackley, is paid by the end of this month, we are instructed to take possession of Thumbleton Park under the terms of the mortgage.
What does this mean, Dad?
Well, it simply means that we're going to lose our home and the farm unless I can repay Harvey by the end of this week, which I can't.
Lose the home? And the sheep? Everything?
Everything. I could pay him back after the shearing. He knows that. The wool check will be very good this year, too. He could have the lot. We could manage all right on what we make from the milk and the cattle, couldn't we, Gwen?
Of course.
All right, then. I'll go and see Smedley and Smith right away. You go and get my clothes ready. And Tom, you get the cows in by 5 o'clock.
Right, Dad.
Take my farm, eh? I'll show you.
Oh, yes, we can, Mr. Thumbleton. It's perfectly legal, you know.
But look here, Mr. Smedley. My nephew Harvey doesn't need the farm or the money. He's doing this out of sheer malice and spite. Just why, I'm not absolutely certain, but
If you don't know, Mr. Thumbleton, I suggest you be careful what you say. Now, the sum of £1,000 must be paid into this office before the end of the month.
End of the month? But that's only a week from today.
Unfortunately, yes.
But I can't do it, you know that. I just can't do it. Unless I sold the farm. Then... Oh, so that's it, is it? You and Harvey want to force me to sell up quickly, and therefore cheaply.
Well, it is a way out for you, isn't it? Sell the farm, pay what you owe, and you could buy another farm with the balance. Oh, not as big as the farm you have, but a small place in some other district.
Nothing doing, Smedley. That farm has been in the Thumbleton family for 3 generations, and my son Tom is going to make the 4th generation. It'll take more than you and that spineless nephew of mine to stop us. You can tell Harvey that. If he comes poking around my farm, I'll throw him in the creek.
Hello, operator? Get me Mr. Harvey Jackley at Greenfields. Yes, it's urgent.
My mother had asked me several times to tidy up the attic. It certainly wasn't a mess, with all sorts of things piled around. Things left here by other Thumbleton families over the years. I had asked my friend Wombat to come over and help me, but it looked as though he had guessed what it was for. I can't very well blame him, I suppose.
Harvey Jackley, what are you after?
Oh, I just came over to see how you all were, Auntie Gwen.
Don't you, Auntie Gwen, me?
Now listen, I can explain everything. It was Mr. Smedley. He put me up to giving you all notice and demanding the money.
That's right. Blame somebody else. Ah, but you're a weakling, Harvey. You always were. Now go on. You better clear off before your Uncle Dan gets back.
Uncle Dan? I'm not afraid of him.
You'd better be.
I know my rights. I'm richer than he is. And when I get this place, I'll be even richer. Oh, and another thing. When you all leave here next week, just take your own things.
What do you mean by that?
You heard what I said. All the old things, like the furniture. And all that stuff up in the attic. That'll be mine.
Now you listen to me, Harvey Jackley. Everything in this homestead was brought to this country by our ancestors, not yours. By the Thumbletons over 100 years ago. They'll never be yours, do you understand? Now clear off before I forget I'm a lady, or you'll find yourself pegged out on the line instead of this washing.
person reading this who is not a true Thumbleton. Not a true Thumbleton? I'm a Thumbleton. Beware any person reading this who does not believe in the greatness of the people of the Dreamtime. People of the Dreamtime. The Aborigines. For I, Thomas Daniel Thumbleton, have sworn to respect the sacred totems of the Dreamtime people. For they rescued me from the shipwreck, and nursed me, and they fed me, and gave me strength, so that I could live to build my farm. All this I could do without using the whole of my treasure, which I had brought from England, and which the Dreamtime people had also saved from the shipwreck, so that I was able to hide what was left of the treasure in a secret place. There it would remain until it could serve a true Thumbleton in his hour of need. To find this treasure...
All right, Tom, give it to me.
Harvey, what are you?
Never mind that, give it to me.
No fear. This belongs to us, the Thumbletons. You've got just 2 minutes to get off this farm, Harvey. That's Dad arriving.
How do you know that? Those dogs could be barking at anything.
I know my own dog, Harvey. And that's Dad's Jeep. And I know my own cousin, too. You'll run, because you're a coward.
I'll go, but I'll be back. And you watch out. I'll get even with you and your family. And I'll get that treasure, too, make no mistake.
I'll make no mistake, Harvey. Listen. I found this in an old Aboriginal weapon in the trunk. It speaks of a treasure. Treasure? Listen to what it says. To find this treasure, he who seeks it must first find the magic boomerang. You shall know it by its strange behavior. For this is the boomerang for which all time stands still. But for one, the one who throws it. Take this, then, to the Dreamtime people, and they will read the secret of the treasure for you. Signed, Thomas Daniel Thumbleton, 1821. The magic boomerang, which all time stands still. Wonder what that could mean.
Tom! Hey, Tom!
Here, Dad.
Come on down. It's time for milking. Shake it up.
Righto, Dad. Be there in 2 minutes. It says to find the treasure, you must have the magic boomerang. Do you think it's here? Come on, we'd better go. You're going to tell your father? Yes, of course. But I'll wait till after milking. And don't you breathe a word to anyone. I'll come round to your place. And we'll work out a plan to find this treasure. All right, Tom. I'm with you.
Hey, Tom. I saw that Harvey riding off in a dickens of a rush. What happened?
I don't think he was too keen to see you, Dad.
Just the same. We're in a bit of a spot. You know, if you'd only be willing to talk things over.
Dad, I just might be able to help. I found something in the attic that could solve our problems.
Oh, not now, son. Somehow or other, I've got to convince Harvey and old Smedley that forcing us off this property or selling it up is no good to him or anybody else.
But, Dad, I found a letter from old Grandpa Thumbleton. He brought his treasure from England and hid it, or what was left of it, in a secret place. When we find the magic boomerang, we could...
Letters, treasures, magic boomerangs. Oh, cut it out, son. Look, go and get the horses while I finish this off.
But...
Now, look, go on, do as I tell you. Go ahead, Dad.
He who seeks it must first find the magic boomerang. You shall know it by its strange behavior. For this is the boomerang for which all time stands still. But for the one who throws it.
I had telephoned for Wombat to come over. I had to tell someone about the magic boomerang, but I still found it hard to believe.
Did you feel anything, Wombat?
What do you mean, feel anything?
Well, any sensation, like everything went black or stood still.
You are crackers.
Look, Wombat, we're good friends, aren't we?
Of course. You're not trying to get my money or anything, are you?
No, what's the point? You've spent it already, I'll bet. No, it isn't that. Well, tell me, do you believe in magic?
I would if you'd lend me your pocket money.
Now, what's the use? You won't take anything seriously.
Try me.
Righto, I will. Take this boomerang, wait until I run, and then throw it.
That's magic?
You'll see, you'll see.
I know if I can throw it at all, that's the magic.
But just do as I ask, please, Wombat.
All right, then. Run, Tom! Run!
Any questions?
What happened? Everything seemed to get stuck and stood still.
It's the boomerang. It possesses magical powers. When it's thrown, time stands still. For the person who throws it.
You're kidding.
No, you saw it for yourself. Remember the document up in the attic? Do you remember?
Stood still. Pinch me.
Ow! Oh. Yes.
Let's take it into town. Think of all the fun we could have with it.
No, we're not taking it into town. No, I feel that the powers of this boomerang should only be used when they're really needed.
All right, then. Well, let's go into town anyway. Could I carry it?
All right, but you remember what I said.
Yes, of course. As I had to pick up a big sack of seed for Dad, I let Wombat look after the magic boomerang while I went over to the store. I should have known better, I suppose.
But there's just one more thing, Harvey. Oh, yes, I know. You don't want to chance it. But you must get into that boy's room tonight and get the papers and the boomerang. That treasure, if there is one, is going to be very useful, eh? Oh, come now, cheer up. You're not going to let the Thumbletons beat you now, are you? Nah. Yes, all right. Well, you won't have to wait very long. They don't keep late hours, right? Well, give me a ring in the morning. Bye-bye, Harvey.
After him, Robbie. Get him, boy. Go on, follow him. Go on, Robbie. Get after him.
Tom, what's all this racket you're making at this time of night?
Someone's been in my room, Dad. I sent Robbie after him.
In the room? What do you mean? Well, what's the game?
Honest, Dad. They got what they were after, too. My magic boomerang. And great-great-grandfather's papers about the Thumbleton treasure.
Oh, Tom, not that again, please.
But it's true. It must have been Harvey.
Did you see him?
No.
Well, don't make up stories, Tom. Now, you listen to me. We have to admit that Harvey has us beaten, and we've got to get off the property in a couple of days. So don't make it any tougher than it is now. I want you to realize, too, treasures just don't grow on trees. As for magic boomerangs, well, maybe they're all right for the Aboriginal Dreamtime legends, but they're not for us, son. Now, you're going back to sleep. We have to be up early in the morning to do that packing, you know.
Righto, Dad.
This land, him belong to my people. You must go.
Now, wait a minute. I've been looking for you. You're one of the Dreamtime people, aren't you?
You must go. This land belongs to us.
Don't you tell me what to do. I'm Harvey Jackley from the big sheep station. Up there, you know?
I know. What you want here?
I'll pay you. All I want's a little help. See this? Read it. Read the secret of the treasure. Read it.
Where you get this?
Never mind that. Read it, quickly. Read it.
This very sacred boomerang. Him say that treasure is in earth by place of chained men. Take 10 steps into setting sun, and there treasure awaits.
What did he want with you?
This belong to you. Your name here. For long ago, your ancestor became brother to great chief.
If there really is a treasure, will you help me? I want it for my father.
Whatever rightfully yours, you must have. My people believe that too. My boy, Milou, will take you. Milou! Take boy to place of blue stones, where long ago white men kept in chains on west wall. You find sign. 10 steps to place where setting sun hides is what boy wants. Go now, quickly.
Come, I'll show you. Thank you. Come on, Milou, hurry!
Don't worry, Gwen. I'll find them. And if that nephew of mine's had anything to do with it,
never disappeared like this before. Do you think I should telephone the police?
Well, if I'm not back by midday, yes. I'm going to head north, then I'm going round by the old convict prison. And if Tom comes back, send him out to head me off, will you? And Gwen, don't worry too much. Bye-bye.
Quickly, over here. Look, they've found the treasure already. Make yourself comfortable, Wombat. You and Milou are going to have a little time to spare. What do you mean? Of course, the boomerang. Here we go.
got the biggest surprise of his life. The few old rings were obviously very valuable, and now we wouldn't have to leave our farm. I couldn't help feeling, though, that with the strange power that had been entrusted to me, there'd be many more adventures with the magic boomerang.
Magic boomerang.